Hey guys, what's up? It's Card Shuffler 99 here today. We're going to be revealing Dan White's performance on Jimmy Fallon. He did it a couple days ago with involving some books. Check out our Instagram Card Shuffler _99, our Twitter Card Shuffler 99, and hit all those good buttons, like button, subscribe button, and that notification button so the second we post, you guys can check us out. Adam, let's get into the trick.
Alright guys, so before we get started here, I just want to make it clear that this is just a video about our opinion on the methods that Dan White used to perform this trick. So we can neither confirm nor deny that this is actually how it's done. So you guys can take it however you want to take it. If you believe us, make sure you let us know. If you disagree with any of the methods that we basically provided to you, also let us know in that regard. But basically, we're going to basically explain each part of the trick and exactly what he did and the methods that he used. Once again, we can neither confirm nor deny that this is exactly how it's done. But this is just, to inform all of you guys out there of how this trick can be performed. And maybe you guys can take this information and use it and add it to your routines as well. Okay? So, I'm going to start with the first part of the trick, okay? Basically, Dan White has 3 books. And he takes one of the books, and he basically takes a playing card. He goes through the book with the playing card, and basically he stops the playing card at one page, and then he shows Jimmy Fallon, and the word is soul. Okay, now, guys, keep in mind that the fact that he got the page to appear in Jimmy Fallon's shoe at the end of the trick, and the word was soul. He said, oh, the word was soul. That means, the actual page is going to appear in your shoe. The fact that that actually happened only confirms that he forced the word. So now it comes down to how do you actually force this word. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it here. I'm not performing it. I'm just going to teach you guys exactly what you have to do. What you need to do is make this gimmick. Now, to a normal person, especially, watching on TV or anything like that, this looks like a normal playing card, okay? But I'll tell you one thing, 100%, this is not a normal playing card. Once we start opening it, you can see here that this is no longer a normal playing card. This is a gimmick, okay? So this is the gimmick that you're going to have to make. And basically what this gimmick allows you to do is if you go through a book, okay, and you open it to a random page. Now this isn't, going to be performance, like right here. But if you open it up to a normal page, you can actually show everybody just like that. If you cover the edges, you can actually show them the page number and the first word. Robert, can they see that?
Yes.
Right there. Now,
oh wait, bring it down a little bit. All right.
So you can show it like that. So basically, this is how it's done. It's kind of hard to show you guys from this angle, but this is the gimmick that you're going to have to make, and this basically allows you to force a word and a page no matter where you stop in the book. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys how to make this. So what you're going to need is 2 identical books. So that's right, you're going to need 2 of the same book. And what you're going to need to do is take one of the books, and you're going to go to a random page. It doesn't matter what page you pick. And you're going to use some scissors and go ahead and cut the corner out of a random page. So in this case, I'll cut the corner out of this page and cut it a little bit larger than the size of a playing card. Once you've done that, you're going to take 2 normal playing cards. So here, I'll take 2 playing cards right here. 2 playing cards. One of the playing cards you're going to need to cut just like this. So all I did was I cut off the border on the top and the right side. It doesn't matter, which sides you do. As long as you cut off one of the side borders and one of the long borders, you're ready to go for this trick. So that's what I'm doing with one of the playing cards. And the other playing card is just going to be normal playing card. Okay? So now, taking the corner that you just cut out of the book, what you're going to do is you're actually going to tape it with double-sided tape. You're going to tape it down onto the playing card, the face of the playing card. Okay, so I just taped it down onto the face of the playing card. And once again, make sure you use your scissors, trim around, and make sure that all the edges are clean. And once you've done that, just take it and line up the edges on the normal playing card. So once again, take the borders. You're going to put this border here in the bottom left, okay, and you're going to match that up. And once you actually have the corners matched perfectly, once again, I have some double-sided tape just lined right here. And I'm going to tape this right onto the normal playing card, creating our gimmick. So there we go. So that is the gimmick right here, where basically you just have this little flap here that has a page on it, and it's stuck together. You can use glue or double-sided tape. It doesn't matter what you use to hold it together. But this is your gimmick. Now, if you're actually performing this, I would recommend you use glue because double-sided tape is starting to come off here. So make sure you use glue to glue this down by the side. But this looks like a normal playing card. Now, of course, it can't be inspected. You know, the Dan White didn't allow for anybody to inspect it. But you could see both sides of the playing card on camera. And on camera, you know, especially from the camera distance they showed on Jimmy Fallon's show, it was pretty far, so you wouldn't be able to tell that, you know, there were cuts here. So, once again, now that you have that, now you're going to take the other book. So this is the book that you didn't cut the corner out of. So this is just your normal book. You're going to go to the same page. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that page and you're going to zigzag it and just tear it out. Okay? So where you just tear it out, you know, just don't make it neat. You know, you want to make it a little uneven here. So you just tear it out basically just like that. And this is where, you know, once you think of TV magic, to be honest with you, I think of, you know, a staged act most of the time where, you know, there's people who are in on the trick and stuff like that. And especially on a TV act, there's so much time to set things up. So 100%, I mean, honestly, he did not get the page to teleport into Jimmy Fallon's shoe. All he did was he probably had, you know, an assistant or something when, you know, Jimmy Fallon was in his changing room or whatever, in his dressing room, to sneak this under the sole of the shoe. And that's how this was already set up, okay? So, the book that you take and you zigzag the page out of, this is the performance book, okay? So, whichever page that you tore this out of, okay? Not the page that you tore the corner out of. The page that you're going to tear this big, you know, zigzag out of. This is the performance book, okay? So, once again, the book that you took earlier in the trick where you cut out the corner, this is not the performance book. It's this book here, okay? And this can go into the sole of the shoe, or you could put this anywhere, really. You could put it in your pocket or anything like that. And really, from the beginning of the trick, the page was never there. It was already torn out of the book, okay? The only way he actually made it seem like it was still in there, he took this, okay? Once again, you're going to take it with the flap on the right. And you line up the borders at the top. Now, it's kind of hard for me to show you guys here. But once you line up the borders at the top...
Bring it down a little bit. Down a little bit. There you go.
Once you line up the borders at the top and the page here, the page will actually line up perfectly. Now, of course, I didn't trim it as nicely as you should. But it will, you know, line up nicely. And like I said, make sure you use glue to put this together as my double-sided tape is starting to wear off. But that is the gimmick, okay? That's all you need to know for that part. And, you know, once you're done with that, the card goes away. And if you guys look carefully, when Dan White did this, Jimmy Fallon stopped him in the beginning of the book, okay? He stopped in the beginning of the book. And when, you know, at the end of the trick, when Jimmy Fallon went to find the page... It was like literally at the end of the book. So you could tell right there that he did not actually stop at that page. Obviously, because it was already pre-torn and inside of his shoe. Okay? And now moving on to the Harry Potter book. This part is a little bit tough to explain. This is because he actually used a gimmick that is a sold effect. So, I cannot actually tell you guys how it works, nor do I even know. But I'll tell you guys exactly what it is. This is known as the book test, okay? And, you know, there's a bunch of book tests that people sell around the world. I know Houdini has a book test that they sell. But this specific book test was created by Brian Brushwood, okay? He is the creator of Scam School. You can actually look him up. You can look up Brian Brushwood book test, and you can actually see the exact thing. And he only made about 500 copies because he actually handmade his own book test. And the only reason I know it's his is because Brian Brushwood is the only person who sells a book test that is a Harry Potter book. So you can look it up for yourself. I'll put a link in the description where he actually, you can buy it for yourself if you want to, where he actually sells the exact Harry Potter book for the book test that Dan White used in the performance. So I feel kind of bad that, you know, I can't exactly tell you guys how that works. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'll teach you guys another way you can go about doing a book test. So this is without, you know, the same method, but just so you guys are able to perform this for yourself, let me just teach you guys a quick way that you can do the same book test in a way. So just have your book ready to go. you can take a deck of cards. This is not what he did, by the way. I'm just showing you guys another way you can do this because it is a sold effect, so I cannot actually explain to you how that's done. What you can do here is you can force, 4, 5, 6 cards, as many cards as you want. I recommend doing 3 or 4. What you can do here is you can put the 3 or 4 force cards on the top of the deck. And an easy way you can do this, you could actually have the spectator do this. Ask them to riffle down a small portion of cards, flip that over, riffle down past that point, flip that over, go down, and take the first 4 face down cards. And those are just going to be the 4 cards that were on the top of the deck to start. And what you can do is you can say, all right, flip those over. The first, 3 card values are going to be the page number, and the last card value is going to be the number word on the page. And then from there, you can ask them to go into the book and find that word. And from there, you just forced a word and a page on them. And from here, he basically, once you know the word, where he basically wrote down numbers and code where, it translated to the dictionary. Once he knows the word that he's forcing, all he has to do is just memorize the page and the column and the number word that forced word is in the dictionary, and he's basically done from there. Okay, so that is basically the entire trick. Once again, he just used the gimmick to force the first word. The second word, he used Brian Brushwood's book test, and after that, everything just goes together from there. Once again, I'm so sorry I can't tell you guys exactly how Brian Brushwood's book test works. It is very expensive, so I could not buy it, but I'll put a link down below if you guys want to purchase one for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know if you disagree with any of the methods that we explained in the video. And yeah, this is Card Shuffler 99. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.